Here comes trouble, and I'm looking for someone. Is it you? Or you? Or you? Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests, you've just experienced the beginning of a conflict. Do you remember what happened? What went out for you? Was it fight or flight? Did it come up quickly? I bet it did. That is your reptilian brain, that little electric chair that your regular brain sits in. And when that thing fires off, it sends a message up to the brain, right? Hits you with juice, and if you don't get a response back real quick from the regular brain, then that amygdala takes over. Now, fortunately, after centuries of social development, we have got an amazing array of responses available from the big brain for conflict. So when conflict comes up, this big menu comes up and it's got all kinds of things. I can go snarky, I can go sneaky, I can go badder than you, I can go way badder than you. I can get crazy, I can get cool, I can get cold. All right? The list goes on. If you want more, watch TV. The problem with all these solutions to what to do in conflict is they really are all variations on the original recipe of fight or flight. And if you look at the news, you can tell folks it isn't working. Do you want something different? I do. And so I became a mediator for Santa Clara County. I went with a group of mediators, about 70 of us had a meeting last week, and I got to tell you, it's a very interesting community. Hey there, so what do you do? Well, mainly I get into messy divorces. How about you? Well, I do, fences and barking dogs' bats. Yeah. That guy over there, he does prenuptial agreements, and this group over here, they do victim offender things, and then that smoke claims court over there. We got a wonderful assortment of mediators here. Now, mediators do not go looking for trouble. But what we do is we set a table, we serve drinks and snacks, and we invite it in. It's because we know that trouble always brings a gift. And the thing about fight or flight is if you fight, you just wrap the gift up tighter and you bury it. But if you use flight, you leave the gift behind. So how do you unwrap the gift the trouble has brought you? First step, you must start from the heart. Don't go to your brain. In your brain, you're going to hear all the things that that other person should do or think or say or be. All right? Whenever that's what you're hearing, you're up in your brain asking a question. You need to go to your heart. And in your heart, you need to ask, what is it that I want right now for me? What do I want for this other person? And what do I want for our relationship? If you listen to your heart, you will get nice, simple answers. And the answers from your heart, the solutions that come up from there, have to do with what can I do. Nothing to do with what anyone else has to do. Who needs to change? I need to change. But that's good news because I'm the only one I have a prayer of changing anyway. So start with heart. Then pop that balloon. What balloon? When the amygdala fired off, your brain went into hyperdrive, and it created a great scenario of everything that was wrong with their argument, everything that was genius about yours. There were quotations, and there were citations and data, and all this beautiful stuff. And it started out small, but it got really big, and oh my gosh, Mama, look what I created. But it's all hot air. You made it up. Pop the balloon. Garbage in, garbage out. Pop the balloon. That is step 2. Start fresh. Step 3, you must go into the conversation with your defenses down. This goes against everything that we have learned, and it works. If your defenses are down, then you can be truly, genuinely curious. If your defenses are down, those things that you found out you wanted, you'll be able to communicate them without blame. If your defenses are down, and you keep them there, when you ask the other person, hey, what is going on over there, they're going to know that you don't know and you want to. Then communication will begin to happen, heart to heart, and that, folks, is where the gift gets unwrapped. About 14 years ago, I got 2 calls, one from the police, one from the school. My son had brought a knife to school, and zero tolerance, he was arrested and expelled in the same stroke. He had been in trouble with the police the year before, so when I went to get him, they told me, one more time, and he will become a ward of the state. I was terrified, and I was angry, and my program was not working. Okay. And I stopped, and I asked myself, what do I want? And I figured out, I don't want to control the boy. I do want him to be safe. I want him to thrive. I want this fear to go away. So that was what was in my heart. The balloon, the bubble, oh my gosh, I had a big enough bubble to take people for rides at the fair. All of the rules and things that we had created and the reasons for them, but I knew already didn't work. Pop, the bubble. And it was gone. I told him, I'm not going to punish you for low grades, I'm not going to reward you for high grades. The things that you do will have consequences for you. Some of them will have consequences for me, and I accept that. I'm your dad. But the choices are yours from now on. If I see trouble coming or good things coming, I'll let you know what I see, but it's up to you what you're going to do about it. And I shared with him how afraid I was. It took about 2 months for him to really believe that I meant it. But when he did get it, his life turned around on a dime, and he blossomed, and our relationship became wonderful, and it still is, and I got my gift. So here comes trouble, folks. Start with your heart. Pop that balloon. Go in with your defenses down. Keep them there. And don't forget to pick up your gift. Mr. Toastman.